Hey, how's it going? So in this video, I'm finally speaking out about what happened to my Fox Body, my 92 Mustang LX, and my 97 SVT Cobra. I think it's time now to let the people know what exactly happened. Very unfortunate situation. I'm still just kind of in shock that it happened. It was nothing anyone could ever plan for, and it's really been tough on me, honestly. I mean, it's just been a lot emotionally, of course financially. There's just been so much to it, but I think it's finally time. This is going to be the first video here, and this video is actually supposed to be released as, you know, the final, like, hey, after weeks of work on the Cobra, we're finally back in business and driving the car. Because it was running good, and I went out and took it for a test drive and developed some issues. So you're gonna see that in the next clips.
Hey, good morning. How's it going? Scenery looks a little different, don't it? And we're finally back in the Cobra. And actually things are working today. I took the car out last night and it was just... Okay, so it's literally been one thing after another with this car. I don't understand. This has actually been a really good car to me, but all of a sudden it's having a lot of issues, and I don't understand. A lot of it seems to be electrical, or just specific parts. I'm not sure. So the reason why I say that is, first of all, I finally got the car running decent. It still ain't running great. I need to adjust the tune. It's running a little rich. Okay, it's running really rich still. And it's just, you know, it's not running great, but it's running. So I took it out last night and I noticed that my gauge cluster was reading all kinds of weird. Stopped working, and usually it will, and I tap on it and it will, you know, start reading again, but it went out completely. Not to mention that my whole gauge cluster is lit up like a Christmas tree. I got a check engine light, which that really doesn't surprise me, but my battery light's on, my coolant gauge doesn't work, my voltage gauge says that it's maxed out, which is why the battery light's on. And the fuel gauge seems to be still working. Oil pressure gauge still does what it does. You hear the car just having a high idle. And I thought all these things were problems with the car. So I went and checked. Oh, and also the low coolant light's on, but it's full of coolant. And I just replaced the alternator with a cheap reman, so I thought, oh crap, I got a dud, you know, which wouldn't surprise me, but I really wasn't hoping to have to deal with that. But I went and checked the voltage at the battery when the car was on, and it was fine. It was charging exactly where it needed to be. So I'm like, well, then that completely isolates all of these issues to the gauge cluster. So I'm like, great. Now I have a wonky gauge cluster. How nice. And I know they're kind of a common problem on this generation Mustang, is the gauge clusters will they'll crap out on you in one way or another. It's still annoying because I really can't fix that at the moment, so it's just kind of a pain in the ass at the moment to deal with it. So I don't know why it does that. It just wants to die. That's an issue I've been having with this since putting the new injectors in, is it just and I don't know if it's the injector's fault or it's just whatever weird electrical problems are going on. But I can't, sometimes the car just will start wanting to die and you gotta just kind of feather the throttle. Sometimes it's fine. I don't understand what's going on with this thing. But other than that, I mean, see, it's running good. Like, I finally got it running decent, and I'm surprised because it runs pretty strong. It's still, this tune's still very conservative. Okay, so it's more fuel at the moment than the car really needs, and it's very conservative on timing. So I'm not getting really any power out of this current tune. This was just to try to get the car running because I was trying to figure out a lot of different things. Which I guess I never explained how I got the car running. I did say I had a way to tune the car myself, and I just wasn't able to use it. Well, I fixed it so I could tune the car myself. So at the moment I won't be taking the car to the dyno as I expected, but even if I was still going to do that, I don't have the money to do that at the moment. So I'm glad I was able to do it this way, at least to get the car driving. But yeah, I think with the short runner intake, it's actually helped with the power. You know, it definitely feels, and I guess I don't know if it's because of the intake or because I had the timing basically as low as it can go all the way across the band. It's definitely weak down low, but it does start like upper mid RPMs, like 5,000 up. It feels a tad bit stronger than I remember it being. So I'm hoping that's due to the short runner intake. That'd be nice. As soon as you let off the gas, it just dies. I don't get it. I've already replaced IAC valve on this thing. I replaced all the EGR components, anything that would give it trouble there. So I don't even know why it's doing that. It just wants to die. Which really makes, come on. It really makes driving this car not a pleasant experience. And of course everyone's looking at me like, oh, look at this guy in this crap Mustang. Oh, he needs to take that piece of crap to the junkyard where it belongs. At least that's how I feel things are going here. I gotta get back in the seat of this thing. I can't even rev match it that good anymore. Alright, let's try fourth to third. Alright, that wasn't too bad. I tell you, man, it definitely pulls stronger around 7,000. That's exactly what I was wanting from that short runner intake. Like, it doesn't, I don't feel it quite nose over like it did. It kind of just holds its power up to 7 there, which is good. And it died again. This car is such a blast. It definitely sounds different too. I noticed that it doesn't sound like it did. I guess that's also some type of factor with the new intake, the short runner. I don't understand How? I mean, I'm sure there's some scientific explanation. It sounds more high-pitched and snarly. Kind of more or less like the 0304 Cobra sound, or a C-head Cobra. It sounds more like that now. Get back in the hang of things here, you know. I tell you, when I drive this car and I really get kind of focused in with it, it is like you become one with the car, and it's natural for me to operate the car exactly the way the car needs to operate. It is such a I don't even know how to describe it. It's such a visceral experience, but it's also like it's like a spiritual experience, because it's taking me away from, I guess, reality. I kind of like zone into just focusing on controlling the car. So it's like I become one with the car. I know that sounds cliche, but my movements become natural with the car's movements, vice versa. It's a very interesting experience to drive a car like this versus something like the EcoBoost Mustang, where it's a fun, fast car, most likely a lot faster than this car, and it has its own character, but the car does what it wants to do no matter what. And you don't really get to control the car. You don't feel like you're connected with the car like you do in this car. And also the fact that this is a stick shift car, it just adds that extra element of control. You obviously don't get an automatic. I mean, you got the paddle shifters, but you know, that's just tapping the shifters, and it doesn't shift when you tell it to shift. It's like a little bit of a delay there. So it's just not the same experience. You will never replace the driving experience a car like this gives you, which is really why I wanted and still desire a GT350, because I get this driving experience, but with, you know, a newer car with newer, you know, stuff that works the way it should and whatnot. This is definitely my favorite car out of the fleet. It always has been, even though it's not the fastest. It's just the driving experience this car gives is nothing I've experienced in any car I've driven. You know, I've had my fun in many different cars, but nothing is as rewarding as this car. Back up to me, I see a little bit of smoke. What happens is it seeps out from the oil pan gasket, and then it kind of gets onto the belt, and then the belt just slings it everywhere. Okay, that's actually not even good. myself, no more pulls until I get this car home. That ain't good. Alright. Oh boy. Oh my god.
But yeah, so I got the car home. I started looking over things, and I was really worried. I was already just upset because I feel like I just wasted all that money getting the engine put back together, making it look nice and everything, and then it was pretty much, I think, something went up in the bottom end. Or something. I don't even know to this day what happened. There's just so many different variables. I'm gonna leave something here at the end of this video. It's gonna lead into the next one. The next video is gonna show a chain of events that ultimately led to both of the cars being destroyed. So this video is gonna end here. Thanks for watching. If you liked the video, please give it a thumbs up. Share it with everyone. If you wanna see more content like this, go ahead, subscribe to the channel, and keep a lookout for the next true car enthusiast video. Smoke is coming out of everywhere. That's oil all over the back of my car. I don't know if it came through the exhaust. No, it's all over the car too. It'll help. It'd be nice. Come on. Help!